And you're welcome to another rich and exciting episode of Binging with Game Changers. As you know, we capture success from different perspectives. We delve into the minds of people with celebrated brands and careers who've turned their dreams into reality and their ideas into lucrative empires. I'm your host, Sheyi Banigbe, and of course, you know, this time, we're going to take you from here to there because you're about to meet the most amazing minds. When we return, of course, I'm so excited to have you guys here. Thank you for joining me on this ride, and when we return, we'll take off. See you when I get back. Welcome back to the show, and it's time to meet our game changer. Don't forget to join the success conversation on our social media platforms at the BWG Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yes! Temilade Osinfade is the founder of T.T.Dalk, an award-winning fashion brand that specializes in designing and creating exclusive leather footwear and accessories, most of which are handmade in Abeokuta in Ogun State, Nigeria. Founded in 2008, T.T.Dalk boasts of several upscale stores across Nigeria and is one of the leading leather brands in this country. I'm excited to bring to you Temilade Osinfade. Of course, I knew you were going to be looking hot.
Thank you.
Yes, fashion. What do you expect? Yeah, good to see you.
Same here.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting reading about you. I think I'm intrigued by stories, business stories from the very scratch. Like, I loved when I read that you said somewhere that when you first started retailing in Lagos, you would actually park your car on the island and actually, like, that's gangster. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
You know, I mean, for someone that finished from, you know, one of these private universities, I know how you guys are all, you know, butted up and stuff, and you'd actually go that far.
Yeah.
Thumbs up to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So you studied public health in Babcock University. So
yes, I did.
Studying that, was it you going in there to study that to tick a box, or you actually thought you were gonna practice public health? What was the strategy? What was public health to fashion?
Yeah.
What happened?
Sincerely, even when I see the whole picture, I don't know when I got to fashion designing and all that, but I grew up from my dad was a doctor. And he wanted me to study medicine right from, after secondary school. So the whole aim was going to university, study medicine, come out and be a doctor. So Babcock at that time was the only school that had something similar. They weren't having there weren't any private universities that had medicine at that time, apart from, I think, Igbinidion rather, yeah. So I studied public health, and I was thinking I was going to be
most of you don't want to study medicine after.
After, God bless you, like probably do masters and, But deep down inside me, I've always had a passion for business, Not fashion yet at that time, just doing business.
Just making money. That feeling. I know it. I'm like that too.
So I'd always loved doing business, and my mom was into business. She was an artist, and she had a business of her own. She was also an interior.
So you saw that growing up, and that influenced you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
She had a company that dealt with interior decoration.
Okay.
So sometimes when she goes on a trip, I just follow up, and it was pretty decent.
So that must have put something in you,
I believe so.
Yeah. You have several stores across Nigeria.
Yes.
Or you have one in Abeokuta as well. Is Abeokuta just for production?
Abeokuta, we used to have a store in Abeokuta, but for now it's just strictly production.
Production. So that means definitely all your artisans are employed from that society.
Yes.
And how often do you have to travel down? Because I know you're based in Lagos.
Yeah.
What's the logistics like, and how tedious is that?
It's very tedious, especially right now, because of the road network is pretty bad. Not even pretty, it's very bad.
Oh.
So,
How often do you go there?
probably sincerely, this year, I think I go there like quarterly.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
As at last year, 2 years ago, I pretty go like every week.
Yeah, so obviously now you have more structure, hands, and all of that.
Thank God for internet.
Yeah, yes. Thank God. I love what you just said. Thank God for the internet. That's true, because you can do a lot with via phone, video calls and all of that. So you started off, I noticed from your story that you were actually selling and buying in school, maybe probably even from secondary school. You sell clothes, sell a couple.
Yes,
What else?
100.
Was it just fashion you had always sold?
Yeah, I started selling phones.
Okay, so you sold.
I actually started selling just phones.
Okay.
If I even before phones, I sell accessory pieces like sunglasses, wristwatches, ties.
So you've always obviously had that fashion
Yes.
thing. And one thing I know about fashion business, because look, as you know, I also own a fashion brand, is the easiest thing to do is just grab it from the manufacturers, add your margin, go sell it. But the tough part is when you are creating, manufacturing, and not even abroad, you are making it here.
I agree with you.
So, and obviously, since you were selling, why didn't you just stay on that part of, look, this is easy? And sometimes, honestly, the margins are the same. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's actually, you make about the same money just getting somebody else's design and selling it than creating your own. But what is it you're trying to achieve by saying, you know, I'm not going to sell a Gucci or whatever other design, I'm going to sell T.T. That's obviously your name. Temilade Osinfade. Yes. Why?
Growing up, it was more of having a lot of imitations. You want to go to a marketplace to buy, a lovely outfit, and you walk into, there's several. One of the biggest fashion retail outlets is Lagos Island. You see all sorts of brands. It's a massive warehouse and all that. And growing up, you find out that you only find original pieces. They're great, but most of them are imitations. And you're wondering, this is great clothing, and why can't it be branded, in a Nigerian's name? But, I was still young then. All I just needed to do was just get something nice and, But in the long run, I found out that most of these pieces were made in Nigeria. About to be precise.
Okay.
There are large factories in
I know, they make it there.
Yeah.
And they now write another foreign brand.
Foreign name. And, I did a bit of research in there, and I found out that the reason why these guys do it is not because they can't put their name, but the key issue they were having was acceptance. So you have a brand name, you put your name there, you put it out there, and you have all these big guys, the likes of Gucci, Zara, H&M, and, you come here and you just name your brand, probably an Igbo guy.
How do you compete?
How do you compete? So what the smart businessman will do is, okay, let me just get this guy's name, put it there, and make it cheaper.
Can't blame them.
And make money. So acceptance was a challenge for them, and so I decided that, okay, look, I'm going to do a research and create a brand using a Nigerian name and see how it would go. So it was more like a test run for me. So I started in 300 level, 400 level. I was having, I was really tied up with projects and all that. So I decided that, look, I have to start in school. So the whole concept of starting in school was to create a market. That was the safest place.
Sounds like your case study of some sort.
100%. So it was the safest place of test running. So, I started designing, and people thought and saw it was unique, and decided to venture.
And they bought it.
Yeah, and they bought it. So from my friends, I made it really affordable, great quality, great design, very comfortable. So it was like, all in all, I'm very affordable. So you will now start to compare, why do I do a foreign brand with similar pricing and not just, I'd rather just patronize, my friend, a Nigerian brand, let's grow, and people, I had to sell the idea to people because people were like, okay, you're a public health student, you're selling slippers, and then I started with slippers.
Public health student selling slippers, that sounds interesting.
It was people could not see the correlation,
Yeah.
So I had to, keep marketing myself.
Wait, how did you used to start those conversations? Like when people are like gather, you say, "Oh, hi, guy. I know how you guys do each other." You know, say, "Hey, how far? How do you start this?" Then, how would you start it?
Well, I just walk in. So it was door to door.
Okay.
Because my school we had like dormitories
Dormitory,
in the system and all that. So first I started with my roommate.
Okay.
So one day I just walked in with the bag. That time the old Ghana must go. I just bam. It was like, what's this guy? What did he bring? A guy, Lord brothers. Oh, yeah, you take this. You take this.
Yeah.
I forced it on my roommates first.
Okay.
I said how much is it? It was as last 2,500.
Yeah, then back then. This is over 10 years ago, right?
Yes, this is over 10 years ago. And they were like, 2,500. No, I'll give you money later. I said, don't worry. So just market it for me, And so from there, I walk into another dormitory and I say, oh, hi, what's up? My name is Timmy. In case you're interested, I design male slippers and I sell male slippers. Very affordable price. You can come check. You don't have to buy now. Wear it. If you like it, you can pay me later. But
Marketer,
it was good. And OPM, was another thing that worked for me.
Other people's money.
OPM, other people's money. So you see what you like. All I do is, okay, pay a deposit.
Yeah.
So what's the deposit? For 50%. Okay, pay me 50%. I use your money to make it and I deliver.
So you practically just create a prototype that they can see.
They can see.
And then they pay for it.
And exactly.
Beautiful.
So I started with that and, it was a great experience, but very challenging.
I've learned a lot from you because, first of all, you've emphasized the power of actually case studying things, like not starting and just going. A lot of people have big dreams and they just start big. Yes. But I like how you took your uni, even though I still marvel at you doing all that even so young, while you were so young, but that was so smart. And that also obviously helped your confidence in your product. So I guess when you now got to the bigger world, you were already formed.
100%.
Amazing stuff. When we return... Yeah. When we return, we'll still be speaking with Temilade, and he'll be telling us that one thing as a guy that you must always have and wear, and that must be speak and span and nice. Yes, we're learning fresh fashion here as well. See you when we get back. Welcome back to the show, and we're still speaking with Temilade Osinfade, the founder of T.T.Dalk. Hi, Temi.
Hello. Hi,
so you're going to tell us, because you retail a lot of things, men's things. I know you do slippers, bags, shoes, and all of that. What's that? So what would you say, as a man, if you're going to play down any other thing, don't go cheap on this? What's that one thing? Is it the watch? Is it the shoes? Is it the jewelry?
Pertaining to what I make or generally?
I mean, you can play towards what you make.
Okay. From what I make, your bags.
You're big on your bags, right?
Bigger. You have to carry a great bag.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't carry bags, Temilade.
But now they are. Trust me. Business bags. People have already loved to carry bags, but maybe not too comfortable carrying them around. But where do you fit your laptop?
Okay.
So it's a laptop bag. So just like ladies like to go, not even big, massive on their bags,
So men are becoming that
way. You see ladies tell you the price of their bag, and you're like,
I know, it's okay.
Okay.
Don't judge us, don't judge us.
So I think it's high time guys to
step
play
up
on that role, And so if you're carrying a bag, you carry a great bag.
Okay, fair enough. And obviously he's advertised.
Then aside,
Aside the bag,
aside my brand, I think your watch.
Okay.
Your wristwatches, it has to be, top notch.
People say that, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't look at people's watches. But I've heard this so much. So apparently, people like you look at watches.
100%.
Okay, they look at it. So guys, let's buy good watches. All right. So I mean, I love your story about how you marketed in school, how the whole thing started. Obviously, you became a superstar in that space in your school. And
yes, I know.
now, I mean, you've been on global runways and all of that. When you were, selling, doing those good numbers in school, in Ileshan, I know your school is in Ileshan, Remo, yes. Ogun State, Nigeria. It's so easy to remain a local champion. What made you dream for more? Did you see yourself getting to the stage you're at right now, whereby, you know, even beyond Nigeria, your brand is known and being bought? Did you see all of that when you were shining there?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
So I always give myself a target and tell myself that, okay, where do I want to see myself in the next couple of years? Where do I want to see myself in the next 5 years? You know, and I had the vision of having, you know, stores around, you know, good locations in Nigeria, and being able to sell to so many people, you know, inspire people, let people know that, look, this is done in Nigeria, we can make things happen. And, you know, so I had that vision from time to time. And after, you know, clocking the first 5 years, I create another one and say, look.
Amazing. So you're
we need
saying
to take
every
it.
5 years
Yeah,
of your life?
100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a brilliant takeaway for all of us, I think. I mean, being very deliberate about your growth and your success and, you know, your journey, basically. Do you do that just for your business, or is there any other part of your life you do that for as well?
Every part of my life.
Every aspect.
every
Wow,
aspect of my
wow.
life. At a certain age, you know, like when I bought my first car, I said, at this age, I must have bought my first car. At this age, I must have bought my first house.
And you know, that brings me to my next question, actually. If there's anything that stands you out from your story, you actually never worked.
I did, actually.
Like full-time? Okay, how long did you work for?
Boy, it was more of intern, but paid intern at probably like a quarter of a month.
Or was it that while in school?
While in school.
That's what I'm saying. Like, after you graduated, you didn't go to MBO. You weren't employed in any company.
But that was work too. I was getting paid. Was it 10,000 or 15?
By your company, right?
Not my company.
That's NYSC.
No, NYSC. I used to work, so my uncle owned a consulting firm.
Okay.
So I go there.
After you graduated?
Yeah, 9 to 5, probably.
Okay, how long did you do that for?
So every summer holiday, from 100 level from school.
That's what I'm saying, Temilade. After you graduated, you went
something.
all out into business, right? No, because
Yes.
I'm going somewhere.
Yes, I did.
So, I mean, a lot of people of the school of thought that for you to do well in business, when you finish university, you need to spend a couple of years. I won't lie, I say it as well. You must spend a couple of years working. Experience what it is like to be above and beneath and be in a structured organization. So when you start your own, you will know how to structure it. I mean, almost everybody interns. When you're on holiday, you have someone. So that's why I say, in a way, you've never really worked when it comes to that type of experience. What's your take on that? Because I reckon you might have maybe a different perspective, considering that, you know, right after school, you dive into business. That's major. And you didn't just dive in, you've grown. It worked for you. So what's your take on that? All this get experience, don't get experience.
Okay, so let me clarify that notion. Sincerely, so what my intern was called working.
You're really working.
I was really, so it wasn't like because, I was playing at work. I was gaining experience, I was being paid because it was a consulting firm.
Okay.
You know, it was a training organization where you train people. So there wasn't time for play.
Okay.
So it was serious
you weren't just
work.
17.
So I wasn't just, no, I was working, you know, go for conferences, you go for, you know, hard work.
Okay.
So it helped me understand the management, you know, managing a company, understanding, you know, nitty-gritty and, you know, all the nitty-gritty of a company, you know. And for me, it was part of my plan because I already made up my mind that before I graduate from school, I had to create something. So how do I create something? You plan for it. So getting to that point of building a brand, you know, you need to understand how to run a company. So this time I was spending, you know, at work helped me understand that.
Did that for you.
So I tell people it's important, actually.
Okay.
You need to work somewhere. You need to understand, because if I didn't, it won't help me where I am. And sometimes I feel like probably I needed to have worked a bit more. Sometimes I feel that way.
Okay, I like your honesty.
Yeah, sometimes I feel that way. So
how do you make up for that?
So yeah, exactly. So how I make up for that is I study, I read. You know, so what you didn't experience, you learn it. You study for it. You go online. You know, so sometimes experience is the best teacher.
I know.
You know,
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes experience is the best teacher.
Yeah. We end now. I mean, I'm blown away by your story, but I want to ask you, because there's something about you that I sense a lot of strength. Like you have very strong resolve. Oh, I tell myself I want to do this, and then you just start going for it. You know, so I sense that in you. And if you stood on the street opening your boot to sell slippers, tell me, what's the craziest thing you've done to get your product sold? Because I know you must have gone way beyond that at some point.
Craziest thing. When you say
Like unbelievable. Like people will be like, hustler.
okay. So times I sold from my trunk. Sometimes if I didn't have a car, I hire a napep.
Oh wow.
A keke napep. So I'm with like my, you know, it's so funny that when I tell people this story, and they're like, that you went to Babcock University, you go away, Joe, and I'm just smiling. I'm like, okay, don't worry, you will know later. Do you get? And when you venture it, because I had to know the nook and cranny of this business. If you don't know, starting a structure, your foundation needs to be solid. So I had to study that foundation, and that had to do with me moving around, meeting people, understanding how they perceive a Nigerian business, and putting it back to work, instead of just sitting down and telling you go there, do you understand? And because of the results I wanted to attain, I had to go aggressive on it.
So what were you taking the napep? What were you taking the tricycle
so I was moving around. So in a day, I leave school.
Okay, because you didn't have a car.
Yeah, so in a day, I can leave school. So because, you need an exit to leave school. So I can leave school from Elishon. I stopped by Abeokuta, my factory then. In fact, I didn't have a factory then. I was renting somewhere. So from Abeokuta, I stopped by Lagos. I meet one or two people, go to Ibadan. Then from Ibadan, I go to
and you're selling in other
Yes, I'm moving. But then I move in the bus.
Okay.
So I had my bag, one or two that I can easily carry, and so I move from one spot to the other. But before I move, I plan my trip. So I just tell somebody, oh look, I'm coming. Let's meet at a point.
Okay.
So everybody meets at that point.
Okay.
So from one point to another. So if I'm going to Abuja, I'm staying at a strategic point. So probably Big Treat. I used to sell in Big Treat in Abuja then. Okay. So I just I'll be in Big Treat at a certain time. So let's all meet there.
Today.
Do you understand?
There, yeah.
I used to do this till about sometimes I get back to school like 12 midnight.
Wow.
Do you get? I'm in the bus. Yes. I miss buses. Do you get? I miss buses. So I'm at Shagam because I get a direct bus from Shagam straight to the front of my gate.
Hustler.
So, and I'm like, sometimes I miss the last bus. Imagine.
Wow.
So probably 10 o'clock bus, you miss it. 9 o'clock bus, you miss it. So I have to stay over.
Oh my gosh, at the park.
No, now come on, it wasn't that bad. I was making money now. So,
okay, yes.
So I just stayed in the hotel. How much was it? It was maybe 4,000, 4,000, 3,000.
Okay, 4K hotel.
And leave first in the morning. Wow. But I always avoided that because I could get penalized in school.
Okay.
So I always tried to meet time. Okay. So I sold several times and I get home like 12 midnight. I'm not kidding. I'm opening my boots. You are passing, no cars on the road. I'm in Yaba. Someone is coming, meets me outside, and 12 midnight, selling a pair of slippers for 2,500. I'm telling you, and it was like that. So, I think.
Yeah, you are the definition. I respect you, Temilade, for someone that did not come from a home whereby it was Gary morning, afternoon, night.
Yeah.
I salute your hustle.
Thank you.
That's amazing. That's amazing.